Hello and welcome, my name is EeZeE and this is Fractured Space. This is not per se a carrier vid, even though we are again flying a carrier. Actually wanted to do a rundown of the basic tactics, giving some tips, mostly to newer captains. But some of these might also be handy for the more seasoned players of Fractured Space. A big thank you for inspiring me to do this vid to No Newman Jar. He brought it up, and I'm quite happy that he did. Let's have a quick look at what we have got here. That looked like an equalizer. Having a quick look at the entire teams. Hunter, Leviathan, another hunter, equalizer, another hunter. 3 hunters on the enemy team. Wow. Let's start by firing some stuff at this guy over here. We're flanked by a ranger, a reaper, a Leviathan, and a frigate. Let's drop a waypoint over there. Can't do much else from over here, and that Leviathan is way overextended. And this guy is in a bad position. And nope, he's still alive. Can we actually bring our fighter and bomber wings onto him? He's jumping home, so he's going to take a while. Set took him out, good. Got another one over here. Not sure he's not within my point defense range. He's gonna be dead. Yes, he is. Alright. How's the other sector looking? It's fine, but our guy rushed ahead. So, these few points that I wanted to bring up. Let's see about taking out the Leviathan first. Know your ship. That's the main, well, maybe not the most important part. It's quite important that you know and understand how the game works. But you need to know your ship, absolutely. If you don't know what your ship does, you're going to make it very hard for you. So, know its strengths, know its weaknesses, don't do things that it's not made to be doing. Try not to bump into your allies, that might also work. Thank you for that, Sat. Know the ranges of your weapon systems mostly. And how your turrets behave. If you know the ranges of your weapon systems and you have a basic understanding of the other ships at the same time, you might actually be able to stay out of their range while chipping away at their armor and then their hull. Or if you're in a fast ship that's very good up close and personal, and you're up against a big ship with slow moving turrets, you can get up close and just move in circles around him as he tries to target you but isn't able to because his turrets simply can't keep up with your movement. Overextended a little bit there. Let's see about getting into cover, which is also very important. Use cover whenever available. Let's redirect my wings onto him. Am I out of range of the... Oh yes, I'm behind cover now, very good. So this guy should be dead momentarily. He is. We're going to jump out.
Jump set. Keep us out of combat. Have reached objective holding formation. Get to station.
Now I used the jump home drive. Now I can immediately use my regular jump drive. I could move back into the central base, but we're not going to do that because moving back into the forward base of one of the side sectors is far faster. It takes ages to turn around a carrier, so this is much more efficient. Now, as you saw earlier during the game when I was quickly watching the other sector and noticing that our ally had moved up all the way and didn't capture the mid station, I think that's a mistake. I think you should always, if you're able to capture the station that you're moving past, at the very least. I see this happen an awful lot, people just ignoring the stations, just moving along. You're gonna get so many resources from holding that station, far more than you would from getting a getting a kill, or even from opening up the way into the enemy sector, the enemy main station base. Because especially early game, you're not going to be doing an awful lot of damage. Now, in the carrier, while I do not have any targets selected, I can launch my fighters and bombers and they will fly around my ship. So now, after I send them to an enemy, they won't have to launch from the base. And at the same time, they're actually defending me against these fighters over here. But yeah, if I do launch them, they will reach their target much quicker. As Mr. Dudley is about to find out. Unless our ranger dude takes him out, which he might very well. Redirecting him onto the hunter here. Activating my point defense because I'm in a big ship and he's not, so my point defense is going to do some damage to him as well. He jumped past me. Oh, he didn't. He actually went the other way. That's... well, I would say it's a mistake. Let's stay in the capture sphere. Let's get this station. Gas is available, but we're kind of busy right now. Launching my fighter wings again. Countermeasures activated, and there goes the hunter. And now we're going to join our friends in Gamma. We got the station, we got the kill. Going well. Now this is a mistake as well. Our guys fighting outside the sphere. You should always be fighting inside the sphere, if possible, again, obviously. Ah, he's just out of range. And he flew into the station. Oh, he's on the other side of the station, is he? And there goes another one. Now we just need to get this guy out. And he's making a run for it himself. Who else is nearby? He's nearby. So let's see about taking him out. Okay, we're capturing now. Very nice. There's another one close by, but I don't know exactly where he is. Oh, there he is. And there he goes. Activating point defense again. Because we're in a big ship and he's in a small ship. Got a bit of a problem now because my bottom is exposed. This is also one of the more important points. If your armor gets destroyed as you take damage on a certain section of the ship, you're going to take more damage on that side. So in those cases, you should try to bring your other side to face the enemy. So again, you got fresh armor on that side. They need to break through their armor before they can target your exposed hull again. Broken armor basically means you get double damage. It's about double. I'm not sure if it's exactly double, but you're going to take a lot more damage on exposed sides. And you can tell if your side is exposed, if the armor is broken, because of the fires on that section of your ship. Let's have a look at what's going on. We've got a resource lead. We've got more than a level lead, in fact. Now, I'm in a slow ship, so I'm going to jump to the alpha lane, because I see 2 enemies at least halfway up there. It would take me ages to cross the entire beta sector, so we're not doing that. Now, as you might notice, just above the center of my heads-up display, you will see 100 and 100. Now, the carrier is a bad example of this, because the carrier has... these are for the percentage of the guns for both your primary on the left side and secondary on the right side weapon systems that can target the location your reticule is in. So your pointer, if you will. The carrier has 100% coverage on any direction, on any side. Uh-oh. I hope my bomber wings are gonna take that guy out. Turning is gonna take ages, so let's just hope and pray that my bombers will take him down. No, maybe? Oh, come on. He's got a sliver health left. There we go. Someone else actually killed him. That's kind of weird. Nah, whatever. Let's move this way. Alright, going back to the secondary and primary systems. But ships like the Reaper, for instance, the Reaper can target with both his weapon systems enemies directly in front of him. But he's going to miss out on his secondary weapon system if the enemy's not ahead of him. And his other weapon system, his primary weapon system, will have reduced efficiency, will bring fewer of his 4 cannons to bear on enemies who are besides him, below him, behind him, above him. He's jumping home. Alright, we're gonna move up to the center station here. The sniper obviously is another good example of limited weapon coverage. If the enemy is very far below or above the sniper can't target him with his main weapons. Same goes if the enemy's behind him. He has to turn his entire ship in order to bring his gun to bear on the enemy again. The destroyer, for instance, he can only bring a limited amount of his guns to bear on enemies directly in front of him. I'll move up and capture the station here as well, even though gas is going to be available in 30 seconds. I would actually like to push for the enemy sector if at all possible. We did lose one of our guys, but so did they. So when I got targeted earlier, I said use cover. In the bigger ships, this is kind of a, well, it's not going to help you a whole lot. But staying mobile helps. It definitely does. It might not be as effective on big ships, but if the enemy's firing at you from long distances, staying mobile helps. I don't mean just moving forward. Use your strafe drive. Descend, ascend. Use the C key to activate cruise control so you don't have to continuously press the W key to move forward. Just move in every direction possible, and don't make it too predictable. If you continuously move to the side, strafing left for instance, continuously, the enemy will catch on really quickly. I do not fancy my chances here, so we're going to move out. Again, staying mobile so the hunter has a hard time hitting me. He's jumping out as well, actually. Alright.
Taking up defensive positions.
We're going to jump into beta now because we've got someone moving up quickly, probably one of the equalizers. You might notice that I'm constantly have taken a look at the minimap as well. Not all the time, sadly, because no one can do that. Especially if you're in a fight, you're mainly focused on the fight at hand, not at the minimap. But keep a close eye on it. You don't want to get backdoored because you weren't paying attention. And this does happen a lot, people just not paying attention. If you're in one sector, especially early game, by yourself, and you're up against 3 enemies, that means that your allies in the other sector, they outnumber the enemies. And that's nice for them, but you're going to have a really hard time because you're all by your lonesome.
Orders confirmed. Orders confirmed.
So if the reverse is true, if you're outnumbering the enemies in your sector, consider switching.
Taking up defensive positions.
And now with fighters and bomber wings, you can either select the wing and then press R to recall it, or if you've got multiple, you can hold R and recall all of them at the same time. You can use T to target, and I could launch my fighters and bombers to cover the Leviathan over there. But if I press and hold it, my targeting reticule will disappear. Oh, we got enemies in Alpha 2, so we're jumping back using the jump home drive. Going to launch my fighters and bombers.
Confirm RTB.
Jumping straight into Alpha. Okay, he jumped out, so he's in our base now.
He's booked.
He's jumping as well.
They've dropped off screen. Copy that.
We're going to capture this back. Alright, we got it. We're jumping back into base. I'm talking about getting backdoored, and then suddenly I'm getting backdoored. Okay, so we're gonna destroy this guy while we move up into the sphere. Always defend from within the sphere. You'll slow down the enemy capture if it's in your base, or if you outnumber the enemies inside the sphere, you will completely stop them from capturing. But always get in there. So many people are defending from outside the sphere, it's just painful. Okay, he's got taken care of. Where's the other guy? I'm guessing he jumped out. Now, he's probably jumping to... What did he get destroyed? He got... I'm not sure. There's so many hunters. He might have gone destroyed. Now, because he was outnumbered in here, chances were that he was going to die sooner or later. In that case, you can do a couple of things. You can obviously move for the main base. On lower levels, I wouldn't recommend it. You're going to take a lot of damage while you're in that sphere, and your capture rate is going to be so very low. It's not going to matter an awful lot. On higher levels, though, you're going to capture a whole lot faster. You got more health, so then you can certainly go for that. This was a bit of a mistake on my part, by the way, because the beta sector is open, so I should have actually jumped into beta and gone into support. But I got more to tell you, so I don't want to end this too quickly. He could have jumped to the alpha beta sector and backdoor the other sector. That's always a good choice, opening up the entire lane for his allies to jump into our base. Or he could have gone for one of the side stations, getting a little bit more resources. And for some weird reason, people usually tend to ignore those stations when they need to get them back. Mainly because, obviously, closing a lane is more important than getting that station back right away. And I completely miss... Yeah, I need to jump into Gamma, don't I? That was a bit silly of me. Alright, let's just get in there. So, especially early game, don't rush for the enemy base. It's going to do more harm than it's going to do good. But if you do find yourself in that main sector, just consider getting that side station or even backdooring the other sector. I mean, that's a perfectly fine way of doing it. Conflicted because of this guy here, which for some weird reason I'm not hitting, even though he's in range. That's weird. Yeah, you might want to consider getting the hell out of here, Hunter boy.
Confirm RTB. Enemy spotted. They've taken down one of ours.
Using my point defense again to do some extra damage to him. You're not going to be alive much longer, I can tell you that much. And I think this game is actually over. Well, we just got time for one more point then. Probably the single most important one of them all. Enjoy the game. Yeah, there it is.
Secured.
I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did and subscribe if you want to see more. I hope you got some helpful tips from it. And I hope to see you again next time in Fractured Space.